Welcome back to Midnight Digital Decay. Every few years, somewhere deep in the recesses of New York City's forgotten neighborhoods, whispers begin about a carnival. Not just any carnival, but one that no one seems to have ever truly been to. Or, at least, no one who has been there can ever quite recall what happened inside. Known to locals as the Forgotten Carnival, it is a transient attraction, appearing without warning in vacant lots, on rooftops of abandoned factories, or even under the darkened arches of the Brooklyn Bridge. No advertisements, no flyers, no social media presence. It simply materializes in the night, all lights and music, but only visible to those wandering the city streets with no particular destination in mind. This phenomenon has been mentioned in hushed conversations among cab drivers, night shift workers, and insomniacs for decades. The first mention came in 1963, when a young couple from Queens claimed to have stumbled across an old-fashioned carnival while taking a walk after midnight. They described flickering lights, antique rides, and a sense of eerie stillness. Despite the blaring carnival music, they decided not to enter, feeling something was off. When they returned the next morning to investigate, there was no trace of it, just an empty lot overgrown with weeds. Similar reports trickled in throughout the 70s, 80s, and into the early 2000s. Nighttime wanderers would catch a glimpse of brightly lit tents, the smell of funnel cakes, or the sound of a calliope drifting through the night air. The carnival always seemed to be within reach, but disappeared if they tried to follow the sounds or find a way inside. One of the most chilling accounts came from a photographer named Ben Walters, who encountered the carnival in 1998 while documenting the crumbling infrastructure of a forgotten pier in Red Hook. According to Walters, he noticed strange lights in the distance and assumed it was a film crew. But as he got closer, he realized it was a small carnival, complete with a Ferris wheel and a few other attractions. Despite the dilapidated surroundings, the carnival itself seemed pristine. Curious, Walter snapped a few photos before being approached by a woman dressed in vintage carnival attire. She asked him if he wanted to see what was behind the curtain. Something about the way she said it sent chills down his spine. But he followed her anyway, driven by some strange compulsion. Behind the curtain was not what he expected. There were no rides or food stands, just darkness. Endless, impenetrable darkness. He could still hear the carnival outside, the happy screams of visitors on the rides, the distant call of barkers advertising games of chance. But none of that was visible anymore. It was as if he had stepped out of reality altogether. Walters doesn't remember how long he stood there, frozen in place. But when he finally turned to leave, the carnival was gone. He stumbled back onto the empty pier, his camera missing, his sense of time distorted. The strangest part, no one ever saw him again after that night. His belongings were found in his apartment, untouched, but the man himself vanished, much like the carnival he had tried to capture. Reports of the Forgotten Carnival have surged in recent years, with many claiming that it coincides with strange astrological events or rises in crime rates in specific neighborhoods. But those who have come closest to the carnival, those brave enough to approach its gates, often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The carnival doesn't just disappear. It takes something with it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more of this content. know people enjoy it and motivates me to continue to create it for you all. If you haven't already, check out my link tree in the description for more esoterica.